Hey guys, this is Hiram with the Proving Ground and the Proving Ground Mastermind. This is just a recap of the ONIT trade that we price averaged out of. I wanted to make a video so that I can show you the process because I had a number of people ask about the hedging process and how to actually get out of a hedge. And so we're going to kind of go over how we used our pending short from the ONIT yesterday to exit our hedge from Wednesday. So you can see here that on Wednesday we took a short trade at 19,548 and for a take profit of 19,448. We ended up having to hedge right around 19,775. The exact place where we hedged was 19,767, and we never got to our price average level. And then Thursday came around, and on Thursday we decided to go long from an entry of 19,871 and to take 5 pips at 19,921. And then we put a pending trade at 19,921 to short back into the consolidated range and take profit at 19,871, which would have been 5 pips up and then a pending 5 pips down. Now, when we entered the 5 pips up and our down was triggered, we saw some very interesting things going on with the indicators, and so we decided that we were going to cast our lot in the ring and actually increase our take profit to 15 pips. In doing so, we could price average out of our trade for Wednesday. So I'm going to walk you through that a little bit. Let's go here to our chart, and what we're going to do is we're just going to look at a 60-minute chart, and I'm going to take you from where we entered Thursday's trade. Now this black line down here that's dotted, or dashed rather, is our sell from Wednesday. And this dotted black line up here is where we hedged our sell because the market did not give us profit and actually went against us. And so we hedged it. And this is from previous days. I have these lines so you can see where our sell and our buy are present. Now, once we hedged with a buy for the same lot size, in this case 0.48 lot, we removed all of our take profits. And we actually didn't even work with this particular trade until the ONIT, which was Thursday at 4 o'clock Mountain Standard. And the reason for that is because I wanted to be able to show you guys what we look for and if we would try to execute a price average. And the notion at that very time was that we were not going to use our trade to attempt a price average. So instead what we did was we traded a long trade from this red candle right here up to that black line right up there. Now once we got to that black line for 5 pips, that would have put us into a sell back to this orange line. Now, what happened was the market drew on us just a little bit here and a little bit here. I think it drew a little bit thereafter as well. So total right there was about 2.8 pips. We got pretty close to taking profit for 3.9 pips there. And had we taken profit there, that would have been a beautiful exit back down and taken us out of the trade. However, we ended up drawing down about 6.9 pips before returning and taking profit on our buy. Now, as we took profit, the market drew down on us because the high point of this candle is about 2.5 pips above where we entered. So as we entered that trade, the market continued and drew down on us. And as it started to digress, we noticed that we had a hydra. And right about this time is where I kind of made the decision, in spite of the fact that a hydra is good for 5 pips up 90+% of the time. In this particular case, this would not have been a hydra only because green is on bottom in terms of pressure. However, I did see a lot of potential for this retracing this red candle going up, retracing the red candle, and then coming back down. And so I went ahead and increased the take profit for our pending trade up here all the way down to an exit at 19,771. So I'm going to draw a line there at 19,771 so you can see how far we had to go, which is 15 pips from that entry. And we'll make that one black as well, and we'll dash that one. Let's dot it just so we can see the difference. So we needed to come all the way back to this line way down here, and we're all the way up here. So at this black line, essentially what we decided to do was to release our hedge position, and we actually released our hedge position at about 19,907 and increased the take profit for the pending trade that was accepted earlier in the evening, 1 hour before in the evening, and took it all the way down to 15 pips versus just the 5 pips that we were going for originally. Part of that was some decision on the 240-minute and what we were seeing kind of happening on the day as well. So we knew that we were likely to get some drawdown here on the hydra, and we did actually get a little bit of drawdown, but in that drawdown we were actually able to exit our hedge position. which gave us $67.20 profit. Our negative at that point was still about 150 some odd dollars. So we had $67.20 that we banked in profit on our hedge position after taking profit. And we were already in a sell for 0.48 lots, which was the exact same amount of lots that we were in the original sell from Wednesday. Now, to price average out of that, we would have only had to go about 13 pips. We added it to 15 pips to cover our commission and our swaps on all three of the trades so that we would do better than break even. This is where we got out of our hedge position after it moved back up. We're still in a sell from where our pending trade was entered 2 hours prior. We took profit on our hedge position, and we decided we wanted to short to this dotted line down here. An hour later, we would have taken profit on our pending trade, but instead we had already increased our take profit to 15 pips. Next hour, got pretty close there, and then finally took profit. So it took about 3 hours to price average out of that. Once the price average cleared, we actually took profit on our price average and stopped out our negative trade at the same place. We don't want to try to get greedy with it and hope that the market comes back. We just wanted to get out of a bad situation as quickly as possible without losing any kind of capital or profit from previous days. So our hedge position came out profitable right about this candle here, and we were already in a sell on this candle here because our pending short, our pending sell was entered there. So we took a little bit of drawdown, I would say about 4 pips of drawdown as the market moved back up. And then as the market moved back up, we actually took profit on this candle, again on this candle for our hedge position from Wednesday. So now we have 2 short trades. You can see the market shorted thereafter. We opted out of taking a 5 pip, which is what we called out on the ONIT. So if you guys took that 5 up with a pending 5 down, you guys were out of that trade. For those of you that used it as a price average, you would have been out somewhere in these 2 candles, and that would have given you better than a break even on Wednesday's trade and a successful trade on Thursday. So I wanted to kind of explain to you guys that a little bit, and I posted this in the chat so you guys can kind of see how it worked out. So here you can see this was our original sell, 19,548, and we stopped it out with a loss of $107.04 at 19,771. Which is right where we took profit on our price average that we entered at 19,921. So here 1.19771. So where we took profit on this, we stopped this one out. This was our hedge where we got in at 19,767 and released at 19,907. And this was just the extra buy trade that we took from the ONIT before our pending short came out. And our pending short would have been this trade, which should have been only for 5 pips, and instead we increased so that we could use it as a price average. So disregard this 30 right here, even though it is profit, and you can see 67.20 is what we made on our hedge, and $72 is what we made on our price average, plus 72 equals $139.20. Now, as we came back towards our original trade, we decreased the negative that we were in on our sell trade from Wednesday, and at that point, we were at 107.04. So you can see 139.20 minus 107.04 equals $32.16 profit minus commissions. So let's just count out 3 commissions at $3 each, because this is 0.48, which is pretty close to $3 commission. This is 0.48, which is pretty close to $3 commission. This one's 0.48, which is pretty close to $3 commission. So we're just going to say $3, $6, $9 less, so $32.16 minus 9, and we end up with about $20. The additional $3.16, we'll just count that towards swaps because we did carry over the hedge on 2 positions from Wednesday after 3 to Thursday after 3. And so we caught 1 swap on that. So we still made about 4 pips profit altogether, considering we were only at about a half lot for each of these trades. So about $20 profit on a negative trade, on a trade that went bad. And we did not even need for the trade to come all the way back to break even. We took the loss on it. Again, we don't want to sacrifice profit for the sake of saying we have a good win rate. So if we looked at just these 4 trades, obviously this would not, just based on these 4 trades, that wouldn't give us a solid win rate. Overall, it may not have a very large effect on our win rate. However, if our concern is that we don't want to see these red numbers back here and we don't want to see losers back here, we're missing the point. The idea is to make profit, to increase your account larger than what it was the previous day. So you can see we basically broke even on the other trades and then banked about 10 pips almost to the cent 10 pips profit from Wednesday to Thursday. Even though we should have had 20 pips, because if we had 2 winning trades for 10 pips each, in this case 3 because we had a 5 buy and then a 5 sell, it would have been closer to $90. We ended up with about 10 pips worth of profit, free and clear after commissions and swaps, and we didn't take any big loser to our balance and equity. So the idea again is to move your balance and equity up and to the right, because you can't spend a win rate. You can, however, spend dollars that you add to your account. All right, I'm going to end with that, guys. I appreciate your time. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we'll talk to you soon.